Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to learn how to make this cute pig cake topper. So I've got some Saraceno modelling paste that I've coloured in a baby pink, and we're just going to make the body. So it's just a ball that I've rolled, and then I'm just going to kind of make it into an oval shape that's flat on the bottom. So I'm just using my hand to put in a space for the legs, and then I'm just going to roll some more fondant into a long thin sausage, and these are going to be what forms the legs. So I'm just pressing the base of the foot on the mat, and that's just going to give us that foot shape. And then I'm just creating a line in the middle, and that's going to create our pig's trotter. And you're going to do this for both of the feet. So I'm just making the leg a little bit slimmer, just using the board to roll that on, and then we're going to cut at an angle, and this is what we're going to stick on our body. And so we're just going to do that again for the other leg. So similar process as before, we're going to push it on the board, and that's going to create the bottom of the foot, and then we're just going to thin the leg down a little bit and then pop in another line for the foot. So you can see there's our little trotter. And we're just going to make the leg a little bit slimmer and then cut on an angle, just an opposite angle to the first one that we did, and then take off some of the top of the body. Just gives us a nice shape for the head to rest on. And then we're just going to push these feet into place. So you've got something that looks like that. So next we're going to do the arms. So the same process that we just did for the feet. We're going to roll another sausage. Try to make them both the same length. And we're just going to push it on the board to create sort of like that foot shape. And again, angling the little mark for the trotter in there. Now, because this is Saraceno modelling paste, you shouldn't need water to stick it together. I don't know what kind of sorcery they use, which you don't really need water or sort of like edible glue to stick it together. But I usually find that just from modelling it in my hands, that's enough to make the two pieces then stick together. Now this time when we cut on an angle, it's going to be towards the back of the trotter, not the side of the foot. And this is just going to give us a nice shape to then stick on the body. So be careful when you're pushing these into place that you're not distorting the shape too much. And if you wanted to add a little bit more sturdiness, you can then choose to glue the feet together at the bottom, just with a little bit of water or edible glue. Next we're going to do the face. So we're going to start off with a ball, and then we're just going to teardrop it a little bit and just smoothing it over. So the wider part is at the bottom, using your little fingers just to create some indentations for the eyes. Then we're going to do the snout. So just a small bit of fondant, we're going to roll it into a ball that's a little bit of an oval shape, and then we're just going to flatten it with our finger, and this is going to create the snout. I've got a ball tool just to put in the eye sockets a little bit more, just so they go in a little bit more. And then just sort of flatten the sides of the circle to make it a bit more oval. And then we're just going to place that on. And I'm going to get my Dresden tool and use the sharp pointy side, and we're just going to create some little nostrils. I've got some white bits of fondant, and I'm just going to push those into place for the eyes. And if you get stuck with this bit, I always like to use my ball tool just to sort of make it a little bit bigger than what it would be if I was just pushing it in with my finger. And then do the same for the other side. So I've chose to give this one just black coloured eyes, but you could give coloured eyes if you wanted to. I've got quite a lot of tutorials that would show you how to be able to do different colours. So pushing the bit of black into the eye socket. Again, just using the Dresden tool just to push this into the position that I want and just to make it as big as what I want to as well. And then we're going to match this with the other side. And then for the light reflection, I've just got the tiniest bit of white fondant that I'm going to divide in half. And then I'm just going to use this to pop in the eye. Now, you want to keep it at the same side for each eye. So if you put it in the right hand side on one eye, it needs to be on the right hand side on the other eye as well. Just a tiny little bit of water to pop these in. If you use too much water, they'll slip about and you'll end up with some of the black on the white as well. It just gets a bit messy. So before you pop your brush in, just dab it off first. If you get stuck with trying to pick it up, you can use your brush to pick that up. So that's the head done. Now we're going to do some eyeliner. So we want a black piece of fondant that's pointy at one side and thicker on the other. And then we're just going to trim off the excess once we've pushed it into place. So just using your Dresden tool. I find this easier to do than using my fingers, just so they don't get in the way. We're going to trim off at an angle like so. And that's going to create sort of like the outline of the eye. We'll do a little flick up at the side. Just make it look a bit more girly. If you wanted to have it look a bit more boyish, you could miss the flick off at the end. And then you're just going to do the same for the other eye. So with the ears, I've got some pink blobs of fondant that I've rolled into a bit of a teardrop. A sharp Dresden tool that I'm just going to pop in the centre. And that's going to give us our basis for the ear. I'm going to use a little bit of water to stick these on. And we're just going to pinch together the bit at the bottom and push that on. So they're a little bit of a droopy ear. And you're going to do the same for the other side. So what I did do for this one that seems to have not been in the video is I just rolled a bit of fondant that was similar to how the eyeliner bit is, but just a little bit thicker. And I just curled that to give sort of like a little swirl on the top of the head. So you can see there's our little piggy. Just make sure that the ears are secure. And you can prop it up against something if you're worried that it's going to lean back, especially in the heat like it is at the moment. You know, they do take a little bit longer to sort of firm up a little bit. Just smoothing around the join on the neck. And then just to finish them off, we're going to give them a little belly button. And so you just need to use the sharp end of the Dresden tool. And just pop it in. So you should have something that looks like this. Here was the end cake. Now I do have tutorials for most of the other animals and the buses already on my YouTube, and I will put those in the box at the end. I hope you've liked today's video. If you have, please give a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like to see some more of my videos, please click the links in the screen now. Thanks for watching.